Before we get started, here are the rules for our guest and panel to abide by for the 8 Forward live stream stage. This show is for gamers of all ages. Try to keep swearing to a minimum. Better yet, just don't do it at all. No ranting, be respectful of time constraints, and keep feedback and criticism targeted and succinct. We respect others' privacy here. No calling out particular players or alliances. No harassment, defamatory, or threatening remarks. Racism, sexism, bigotry, etc. First-time violations will result in a kick from the stage. Repeated violations will result in a ban. Now, over to Dan and the crew. Let's get the show started. Stage. Repeated violations will result.
Somebody's gonna get kicked from the stage.
Do you want me to bring Pegasus up?
Yeah, bring Pegasus up here. We got feedback from something. Is it Welch? Welch, are you feeding back again?
Hey, buddy.
I mean,
What's
I was
up,
feeding
Pegasus?
back a chocolate chip cookie.
Yummy.
What's up, Peg?
How you doing, guys?
We are
Hey, how's it
doing
going?
well. How are you?
How's it going over there, buddy?
Well, it's a little bit cold, a little bit wet, but other than that, it's not too bad.
Standard UK stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's why I remember being in the UK for a while, and it was always gray, cold, and wet.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's like Michigan during the winter.
Wow. I guess
What?
I'll see what's going on in Star Trek today. This is the second time I booted it up. I haven't really looked at it much since I did a little bit this morning and then yesterday. Yesterday I hopped on just enough to barely get done with the Borg Armadas, and then I hopped back out this morning when I came on, like my Vidar was still blown up from previously. Also, you know, the server rogue that was out doing his thing, you know, I don't feel like he's
call
rogue.
him a rogue.
That's why I say I
He's
don't feel like
following
he's
you.
rogue, but I'm in an alliance that he's at war with, of course, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, great, I'm not going to be able to do this. I just want to do my stupid dailies. So I put my my crystal miner out there. I had to go disco it out there, my Cavort, to go drop it on the node. And I was like, let's see if I get like 20 minutes out of this thing. Man, that thing was still going. It had finished the node out, which was almost 400,000 out there in G4 space. And it got blown up like when I was doing something earlier this morning. I got a notification. It got blown up like 9 minutes ago. And I was like, oh, wow. I wasn't expecting that. So I still didn't do my daily yesterday because I never reclaimed it. But it's funny it got left alone. But yeah. Hello, everybody. So J Hodge 405. Man, I hate to see you leave. You have helped me in the game in so many ways. I think one of the biggest ways was your video on how to deal with the chasers. That changed the game for me as far as armadas. Yeah, we've you're talking about the bounty hunters. We have had a lot of fun for a lot of reasons. And
Yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, do you want to go through your agenda of what you want to do tonight before you start answering?
Yes, before we get too deep into that, we do have a little bit of an agenda here, and there's what? This is our farewell Star Trek Fleet Command. I believe Sinup and Welch will probably stick around a little longer. I've been advised by some people that perhaps I don't want to fully give up on the game and keep my account maintained and all of that, and I think it comes from good places, but part of the reason that I'm going to have to completely step away is because to maintain the account at the level that I like to play at is not feasible for me with everything else I'm going to have going on in my life. So it's very unlikely that I will even keep up with, I mean, to me, keeping up with my account is doing all my dailies, making sure I can do all my refining, keeping up with whatever loops I'm engaged in, i.e. Mantis, Bajoran, things like that. Then, of course, all the events, which is the game. So to try to feed the account, that's part of some of the issues that I have with the way the game is right now, is that it's so bloated. A lot of people don't understand that it's just like, oh, just keep up with your account. There's like a 2 to 4 hour ask every day to keep up with everything that.
Yeah, you don't have to abandon the account, but you also don't have to maintain it on a daily.
Well, so yesterday I rebelled. I didn't do my dailies at all, and it felt really good. Well, it
You
felt really good,
rebelled.
and here's the big thing. I've got 20 hours and 3 minutes left on the shield, and I don't know what's going to happen when it goes down. I don't know. There are some videos, of course, that we do want to go ahead and try to get out there. I can go kind of take a a little gander real quick and see which videos I planned on trying to do. I had a list of them sitting somewhere.
There was the twerking video you were going to do.
Yeah, that one got canceled. I don't want to put my back through some of the same stuff we've seen some of the other people put their backs through. I don't know. I have to go try to find my list of other videos I was going to try to shoot. Be hard to do that if I'm completely out of titanium, so I'll probably put up another shield, but it probably won't be long before I give you a lot of your resources back.
7-day shields.
I've got one more 7-day shield, I think. I've been coasting behind them for a little bit. Yeah. I probably will.
Especially with the incursions about to start, you might as well be nice and help out.
Well, that was the thing. Is either
Shield for the incursion.
Right, that's the thing. Is either I'm going to go ahead and donate all the resources to the server beforehand, or I will just stay in a low-level place and shield up during the incursion. I'm not that guy. But let's see. This is our final 8 Forward live stream. We were just talking a minute ago, so I think even the wife is like, "Hey, I totally understand you won't have time to keep up with that game. You won't have time to make content, especially while you're working on some other stuff, but there's no reason in the world you can't continue to hang out with your buddies in the same time slot and stream and hang out with your community that you guys have." And I was like, it's a good point. And we've had a lot of outreach. I've got a lot of PMs. I don't know if you guys have had some as well this week from people who are like, yeah, fine, quit the game, but don't quit the stream. We love hanging out with you guys. We love hearing your opinions on Star Trek things, Prodigy, and just the banter and stuff. And it's like, well, if I'm going to keep anything, I would love to continue you and me and Welch and whoever wants to come hang out with us hanging out, you know?
They all they're here to hear and see you. They don't care about me and Senate.
Yeah, right. Well, we're kind of a package deal. I completely disagree with that. Banter was used in several PMs, and I don't banter on my own.
I love you, but I'm okay with the divorce. Okay, we can do this very equitable.
Are you going with mommy or daddy?
Right.
I'm going with Aunt Susie.
I love Ryan's figures. The last stream is everyone's audible from the start. Yeah, that was. I did check my mic settings before we started. Is it not as fuzzy as it was? Is it fine? Did I get that cleared up somehow mystically?
You're still peaking a little bit, but that's all right.
Yeah, I'll have to figure that out at some point in time.
At least we're not spurred the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, with everything completely muted. So I think it's extremely likely at this point that we're going to continue. It won't be a show. It'll just be like probably a stream that we'll just carry it over to. We'll rebrand it. We'll name it something else. It won't be 8 Forward anymore, but we'll find something else for us to point our attention at. I'm gathering that Welch will probably be around for a while. Sinup, I know that you will have been in the 1 foot in, 1 foot out a lot longer than I was. And that's the big thing I do want to clear up, is that there are reasons that I'm leaving the game, and there are reasons that I do not plan on returning to the game, and they're very different. Pegasus, I got a PM from you earlier. Those are great things, but a lot of the reasons that I don't plan on returning to the game are because of the state with Scopely and things like that. The reason I'm leaving is all personal, professional. It's not like I've had enough and I'm quitting, or this is the last straw and all that stuff. Is that I literally have some stuff I've got to work on in my professional life that's going to pull me away from the game for 3 months or so. Knowing what we know about the game, that's a very long time to be out of the loop from all the stuff, and the fact that we got ghosted by Scopely and things like that. So we won't even be able to stay connected to what's happening in the game, or even put out any kind of like PSAs, weigh in on things like that. It's just that is a lot of the reason I don't plan on returning to the game. So those are two separate issues. Now, I don't know how much of what I've been PM'd in Pegasus. You're not the only one who sent me
Love
PMs
notes
about some of the, since Dan's made a stink on accident, really, I was just like, hey, I'm leaving. There's been a lot more communication to other content creators about the things that I have complained that they weren't communicating about. So I'm glad that they woke up enough to go, oh crap, let's go tell everybody else what's going on. But,
Well, that PM I sent you earlier actually spurned from a few of us talking about this other Twitch streamer who's just literally left his Twitch stream on and is just doing back-to-back adverts and absolutely nothing going on with Star Trek for over 24 hours, and then it's like all the content creators like myself and yourself. It's like, well, are we actually going to get any airtime on it? But we got a bit more information about how they think that's working. But obviously, it wasn't actually from Scopely. It was just from the community managers and what they knew. It was from Rev as well and what he knew about it as well. So,
right. It's yet another thing that the people behind the game do and don't know how it's actually going to work. So it was disheartening to see that there's a lot of people that, like, I haven't seen Rev or DJs or anyone on it. It just, like, the couple times I've clicked on it, and I haven't looked at it in a week or so, but I've gotten to hang out with people and I'd be like, oh, hey, you might want to switch that crew, because there are people who are trying out the game. They're sponsored by Scopely in a lot of cases, which is where it's kind of like, they've got the same graphics Rev had in his official thing. Well, it's if you get this many people to come play and get to level 6 and get a second dock, then they'll give them money type sponsorship that I'm seeing on these people who don't know anything about the game. It's like they didn't even get like a care package. It's like, hey, here's send some people to this website. So go like, I go, hey, you probably want to put Geordi in your captain's seat and get fucking Troy off your bridge and things like that. And they'd go, oh yeah, okay, I'll try that. And just, kind of making stuff up that they were telling their audience about the game. I'm like, that's not accurate. And they're just like, okay, this guy's annoying as crap. And I'm like, yeah, well, I know how to play the game. That you're getting paid to tell people how to play the game incorrectly. So it's a little annoying.
Yeah. But let me add this right now. I forgot that you're not doing monetization, and you just dropped an F-bomb, and I've been kind. Mm-hmm. I have not dropped one yet.
It might get a little more heated tonight. But
that's good, But so here, I'll go ahead. I'll drop this for you. Fuck.
Well, it's annoying and disheartening that on the actual web page for the game, even the big of the bigs, like, I've never seen No One Shall, Ultimate DJs, or RevDues hosted on there. It's just always some random person that's somehow tied to it. And it's one, like, I'm very glad that they sponsored a RevDues stream on Twitch, and hopefully they paid him well for that. It's the first time that I know of that they've ever actually paid him anything, not just comped him stuff. So hopefully he got paid well for that. But I've seen other people who have no ties to the game previously, and not just big streamers. Like, I've seen people that have smaller stream followings than I have that are sponsored, and I'm like, what? And I don't, like, we've never pushed, like, how many times have we ever told anyone, go follow us on Twitch? We're not big into the Twitch scene. You're probably, some of you are watching us on Twitch right now because we do restream, but the whole reason we're even on Twitch at all is because some people prefer it over YouTube. So we push it to both so people can choose. When we're not trying to grow on Twitch. So the fact that there are people smaller than our Twitch presence that are being sponsored by Scopely, quote unquote, which I don't think they're making any money, but it's still somehow that integration got set up.
It's definitely the sponsorship is definitely at the minute. It's just on Twitch. It's not on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which is fun. Anybody who's you guys that do Twitch and all that stuff, I would love to see you guys sponsored. And I don't know how much of what was seen or on that anyone would want to have broadcasted, but I do know that basically since August, I've been told outright by people that the program was any minute now sort of ready to go, that this was days or weeks away from launching. So the fact that they're telling people that it's quarter X of, whenever, first off, a quarter is kind of bullshit. If I'm going to tell you I'm going to do something in quarter 2 of this year, then I'm trying to give myself a 3-month window to do stuff, right? So I don't have a lot of faith in them saying quarter this of this year. Especially not when I was told by 2 different people that work for Scopely and receive Scopely paychecks that this was going to be done really at the end of last month, but by the end of the year at the latest. And they've got really, depending on where you're located, you're from the future, Pegasus. So 24 hours for you and 24 hours and so 28-ish hours here, 29. And that's not going to happen.
Maybe
No,
we'll get
just coming to New Year's Eve.
Oh, right.
It's quarter past midnight here.
Right.
Yeah, you have less than 24 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
Less than 24 hours
Well,
until
less.
next year for you.
Yeah, but it's not going to happen because it's just not going to happen. They have
Buzzy beats.
zero follow through.
Right. And well, that's the big thing, is that is part of why I am not returning to it, is because I have lost any respect, really, for the respect and faith. I don't trust the people that run the game because they have constantly not done what they said they would do. And,
I think that deserves a little bit of separation. I think there's some really good people out there trying to push for it, but I think whoever the powers that truly be behind this don't get off their ass and make something happen for the betterment of the game, for the betterment of the community. I don't think they incentivize.
I am not willing to even stand with you on that anymore, because the people that I was under the impression gave a shit about the game and were trying to do the right thing are the exact same ones who left me hanging for still. None of them have said a damn thing to me still. And it's like, okay.
I have no respect for their lack of communications with you.
Right.
Don't get me wrong on that. I believe they had every intent.
Maybe. I don't know what they believe. I can't tell you what they believe because I haven't had a conversation with them. But I can tell you that both of them.
It's what I want to believe.
Right. Both of them I haven't heard from. All I'm saying is I don't stand with you on that. From having had conversations with them, 2 months of ghosting, when the last thing I heard was, oh, you're 100% right. We feel like crap about the things happening in the game too. We know there's been bumps and we really want to fix them. And then... and
nothing.
We can't wait to speak with you so that we can help spread some of the word that we really want out there from the game. And it's like, well, if you were so eager to utilize my platform to speak with people that play your game, then how come you haven't done it? How come you haven't even had the decency to give me an update when this is, over a month past when you said that this would be at the latest? So
yeah, and you've got a lot of support out here. From people saying they believe the same thing.
Right. And I will never share. Right. Yeah. I will never share the screenshots that I have from those people. I've shared them in a very tight circle. You've seen them and stuff like that. But I mean, from a security standpoint, I'm not just going to go share screenshots that I have from things. A lot of them that I got were things because I am trying to keep myself grounded in what the reality of the situation is, and the reality is that it sucks, and that the people who I was under the impression were ready to work with us, and we weren't demanding anything, we just wanted some frickin' information on a couple of the things happening in the game and some timelines on when they were going to fix the shit that the community here really is pissed off about. And yes, I know that I am getting a little bit heated, but that's kind of where we're at. After 4 months or 5 months of sitting here and speaking with people who have legitimate issues with the game, between how unplayable it has been on Apple devices since the game started, between how bad the lag has been for our APAC friends, which is something that I really wanted to... Lag is bad everywhere, but our APAC friends have it the worst. And the fact that our frickin' packs are different across servers, or all the top 3 items that were on my list to work with Scopely, work with them, not make demands, not rake them over the coals to get fixed or anything, but sit there and work with them and try to come to some sort of understanding as to why it was the way that it was, what the timeline would be on how to fix it, and if we were going to come to an acceptable fix on anything. And that never happened. None of those. So part of why I think I got to where I've got, to where I am as, what do you want to call it? Disappointed. Well, yeah, is that since we have been serving a large community of players, I can't not carry the weight of the things that the players that I speak to, that I represent. It's not all of them, but a lot of them have had to deal with for a very long time. Yeah, I'm not your admiral. I'm not your content creator anymore either. But there's some things that people really wanted us to take to. I mean, to be completely honest, Free Gala was my quitting point. I was ready to be done, and that was where I went, you know what, I'm done with these people behind the game. All I want to do is help the community that we're a part of, try to get something out of it. I really don't care about Scopely or the team behind the game.
You always did try to look on the bright side of everything, and you really attempted to give them the benefit of the doubt, even when I thought they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But you know,
I would have liked to have been a bridge, a resource like we were trying to accomplish, but yeah, there's no value in that to them right now for some reason. And that's maybe they were trying to work on getting myself into a program ahead of the official program launch, but we need to go block somebody.
Failed.
Yep.
What is this? Hot girls here?
Yep. Need to go block those people.
Figure out how to block them on this restream.
Yeah, I think they're on YouTube.
I blocked them on YouTube.
Yeah, then it should block them. Thanks, spammers. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're all hot here. See,
the only hot girl I know is Dale.
Yeah.
There will be no stories about my 20,000 pack.
Yeah, they were just done.
You're YouTube. The only one that's been keeps bringing that up the past like 2 or 3 weeks.
Darren always brings it up. If Darren's around, he'll tell you.
Yeah. So I just want to let you know Tiberius is on this on the stage.
Hey,
he
Tiberius
does want to swear. So.
Bring it.
I mean, he figures if we're going to be doing some swearing, he might as well join in.
Right. I hear staticky mic. Are you around, Tiberius? Can you hear us? Can we be heard? I don't know if his mic's
when
working.
He talks, he'll drop an F-bomb when he comes in.
Right.
He'll
crying. Come let us know.
There's Dale.
Shh. Yep. Oh man. What else did I have on there? Not an awful lot, honestly. I want to go take our list of the pack research that we've done, because they did put out the list of servers that are going against each other, and I'm sure that we can go find, hey, look, good pack server versus bad pack server, but ultimately it doesn't matter. They're going to do it. It's going to happen even if it didn't happen this time, because this is such a non-issue to them that it's not something they track on their end, whether it's a good pack server or a bad pack server. They don't care, and we're not supposed to ask questions. We're just supposed to hand them money. So, guaranteed that there are good pack servers.
I thought that was the way we were supposed to do it.
Right. Guaranteed there are good pack servers versus bad pack servers when incursions start up, which is, honestly, it's fucking shameful at this point. Incursions are shit. I love that they told us that, hey, incursions are coming around again. We've taken your feedback that you've given us for 6 months, and we haven't applied any of that to this iteration of incursions, just so you know.
Yep. No,
we gave you a break.
Just so you know.
That's what they said, basically, is that there's stuff that we're planning in the future, basically to make this feature that we're cramming down your throat fun and more palatable, but we haven't done any of that. It's going to be the same thing you're used to this time around. That was the gist of what I got from the announcement, however long ago that was. What, last week or something like that?
Gotcha. I think I stopped looking at Scopely Communications.
Yeah. I get frustrated with similar stuff.
I've had a tracking of a ton of errors that were pissing me off, and seeing when they would fix them, and they don't address anything, it looks like.
Yeah, they don't.
Only when it suits them and it pays for them.
What was that? I'm sorry.
Only when it suits them and pays for them.
Oh, yeah. You know, that's why Dan doesn't like to call them, maybe he'll call them that on this stream, but the VIP players, that's why when they say something to Scopely, they have a lot more pull to get things done.
Right. And they ought to. And they still don't have that much pull, which is what's shameful about it as well, is the fact that even your high, like, I don't know. I feel like Scopely constantly just ignores anyone who's already playing the game, whether you're a spender or not, and is just constantly trying to do something to entice new people to come to try the game. And I don't know. That's what I'm gathering from the streams with people who don't know anything about the game, is that they're spending a lot of money trying to get streamers to go promote the game that they know nothing about, to try to bring new people in. and they don't really care if you've already downloaded and started playing the game. Then that's a victory to them. So
yes, I've just been looking through the web store, and there was this guy called Buzzy Beats who was streaming, but it wasn't actually the game; it was just some screen, and then he went offline, and he's got like 1,500 followers on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing he's been picked up because of the number of followers he's actually got. But I also know at the minute Rev Juice is live on Twitch because I've had a notification myself about that one. I think he's doing his Marvels game though at the minute.
Mm-hmm.
He won't be doing Star Trek till like for at least another half an hour to an hour.
Yeah. Dr. Iron Chef, please stick around as you are able. We appreciate your contributions to the Star Trek Fleet Command community. Well, the Star Trek Fleet Command community is the only reason that I am still around, and probably the only reason that I don't want to speak for you guys too much, but that Welch and Synap are still around, and possibly yourself, Pegasus and Tiberius, if you've got your microphone fixed. You were a staticky ball of static.
Is it working now?
Yes, now it's working.
Hey, there you are. Go ahead, drop the F-bomb. You know you want it.
The magic voice of reason.
We're all fucked, but what do you got?
There it is. Oh, there it is.
Hey, Buck, where do you
I noticed Alexis got a question.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know, the
He's
faction
asking
locks, I
about
noticed that
faction
Rev,
locks.
No One Shall didn't talk about alternatives. So faction locks, what are we talking about? Can somebody elaborate on that? Spicy Tibbs.
It's not my PG rating I'm trying to protect here, so fuck
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Alexis, what do you mean about the faction locks? About alternatives?
Yeah, we are
I
still
guess
here
that
today. We
requires
can help as much as
clarification.
possible. Yep.
So he's like, is it alternative ways of doing it, or because as far as I'm aware, with faction locks, the only way to do it is grind your ass off.
Right.
Well,
You gotta get 10 million,
or
1
you
billion,
wait
10
till the
billion.
one time a year that they bring out the faction packs.
Right. Spend your ass off or grind your ass off. Choose. Which way do you want to lose your
Wait a
ass?
minute. They did bring out those faction packs, I thought, twice this year.
So you remember they brought out the faction packs that bought you rep, and then they sold the the alternative faction packs, where
tribute.
you've got the 5 stages in your research,
Yeah,
or the
those are
tribute packs
tribute.
is what they call them.
Yeah, I think I heard that.
Yeah.
Scooby Doo's just made a good comment.
Yeah, I saw that. That's. I wish that was surprising. I've had
Wish
4
it wasn't
support tickets to
always the case,
Scopely
but-
since I started playing with legit issues, wasted time providing screen images, etc., and they basically never handled, or in some cases, no response. So, yeah, I agree with you,
Yeah, I got a point to make with
Pegasus, that that's not always been the case. I remember when I first started playing the game about a year and a half ago that I had an issue. I was in the car, my wife was driving, there was a SLB for officer recruits, and I went and spent a bunch, but we lost signal while we were out there, and I just lost out on all the recruit tokens. I was salty about it, so I just put a ticket in with support, and within like an hour, they had refunded me all that stuff. I lost the SLB because it changed over and all that stuff, but they refunded me all my stuff, and they did it within like an hour of me being able to send them a message. That has not been the case probably in 8 or 9 months that they've been that they got back to me that quickly, and B, that they've bothered to fix anything. The last several support tickets, like I just have issues in the game now and don't bother to put a ticket in because I know I'm not going to get shit out of it. The past
Well, you know how
couple
many
times have been
tickets I
horrible.
put in where they either blamed me or said you're shit out of luck.
Right.
And
Dale, really?
Customer
was that?
service has really gone downhill for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think it was ever really that uphill. I think
I think it used to be a lot better than it is. I think.
Well, but I think you just got the roll of the dice. Oh, you got the one good one there, or the 2 good people, whatever it is.
Maybe I'm on a
It's just
shit
you
list
never-
now because I decided to go ask them about their packs, and I know that they boldface lied to me about what factors into their packs and what doesn't. And
They did?
yeah, right. And I guess after
Who
that,
would?
they put me in like the lower, like, here, you can deal with the people that are ready to quit or that are brand new, and see if they ever deal with you again. But
Well, I don't know why I ever got into that. I mean,
Right.
I did.
I don't know. That's
they don't answer questions anymore. They have a script. Like it's like when you call your cable service provider, and the
Right.
first thing they say is, "Well, did you turn it off and turn it back on?" Like
right.
that's the script that they're following.
Right. Well,
So
if
wait a
you
minute.
did, then turn
When
it off
you're
and turn it
sitting
off
there
again.
During those scripts, you're sitting there eating a bowl of cereal or something. Yep, doing it. Nope, no change. You know,
Right. Yep.
no. It's a game. We're both lying to each other. You know.
Still blinking. Yep. Nope. The light's still blinking.
Yep.
Yeah.
But to try to answer Alexis Reed, the faction locks, they're at 10 million, 1 billion, and 10 billion, the ones that I know of. And
No. 15 billion is the next one, I think. Not 10.
Yeah, that's your top one, level 60.
it's going to take you forever to get there. So,
It's ridiculous.
yeah.
It's a pain in the
Regardless, outside of that, I mean, 10 million, I don't know if I would lock all 3 reputations ever again if I were to do it. I'd probably, I don't know. I'm not that impressed with Federation. And I would
could
probably
see
have
the
gone all
triple
Klingon
lock
and Romulan.
Early.
Well, but you lose one of the biggest advantages there, and it's being able to leverage those bounty hunters for stuff. To be like my brother, the Romulans still hate him, and most of the missions that are like kill this many hostile, like he'll go win a lot of SLBs because he'll set out like 3 of his ships in Romulan space, and nobody else gets the hunters, so he doesn't have to worry about them going away, and he'll just go to work and come back and be number 1 on leaderboards for whatever the heck's going on. So it's pretty funny. All the little kill hostile things. So there's a lot of advantages to having one of them hate you. So I don't know.
I got enough people hating me.
C2Q says 2 weeks ago I bought a pack that failed to go through, put in a ticket, customer service was great. So maybe you're right, Senate. Maybe it is just a roll of the dice, and I've just been getting a lot of nat ones whenever I roll.
I think.
No. He bought something. Of course they're going to deal with it.
Yeah.
But no, but they don't help Senate.
It'll make you happy.
Senate, most of his tickets are because he spent money on something and it didn't work, and they've kind of put him on a shit list lately for some reason too.
Oh.
So
Well, there was a couple of things I bought. You know, I bought a pack. You know, stupid me, young and dumb, but I bought a pack of the event tickets. And somehow after our merge, they were gone. And they say, "Well, you never had them."
well, I paid for them.
Yeah. Well, oh, can you share us the receipt for that?
Let me
I
log
was
into
going to say,
Babka.
so after that incident you had, I have actually been saving every one of my receipts that I spend money on them for now.
Now I do. But you know what? It's like, you know, give your balls a tug. You guys, you have access to it, and you just want me to verify it. It's like, it pissed me off.
Yep.
Yeah, so they can access everything.
Exactly. They know exactly what the packs are because these receipts don't tell you anything anyway. Fucker.
No, they don't. That's why I don't bother with them.
Yep.
Wow,
Oh.
I spent $20 on this and $20 on that, but what actually did I buy?
Right.
You bought, you know, just a reduction in time at the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah.
Or
It's,
maybe a leg up on somebody else.
maybe.
I wanted to buy something and they told me no.
You wanted to put your leg up on what?
I actually I wanted to buy something and it was not available in the store. I wanted to buy my treasury last month on my free to play account.
Oh, and
And
they
the
got rid
treasury
of the
was not
$5
available.
key. Yeah.
There was no key available for me to buy, and I put in a ticket to customer service, and they're like, "Well, we can't control packs, so sorry,
Bullshit, they can't control packs.
we can't manually add things, whatever. If it didn't show up in the algorithm for you, then it's not available." And it's like, well, then you need to put in a ticket.
Yeah.
and
They
bump
deleted
this
the
up because
$5 key to the treasury.
The treasury should be available for everybody.
Well,
Yep.
wait a minute. They can't add something. How are they giving away free stuff if they can't manipulate the packs for a single person or a single... Yeah, bullshit.
Hey, we've got less 500 in the audience. They want to come chat on stage. Can somebody bring them up, or?
I will invite to
can
speak.
invite.
There you go.
There we go.
Wow. All right. Well, he's been invited,
Yep.
and we can't drag them up. They have to join
Right,
the
okay.
stage themselves.
Okay, so Les, when you're ready, you can hit the little button that says to speak on stage. If you can hear us, if you're still around. I just saw that. I just clicked on my Discord and they were trying to flag me down. So apologies for taking a minute to get over there, Les, but the stage is ready for you if you have a minute to pop up here and hang out with us, Les.
The stage is ready.
The stage is primed, and we got missing cubes as well. We're gonna go ahead and let them come hang out with us.
I took care of it. You're busting my balls.
Whoa!
You're busting my balls.
Testy, buddy. Big Smiley was asking any games you guys are looking to pick up to stream, or will you be taking a stream break? Honestly, I don't know that. Maybe we'll take a break next week. 8 Forward will probably die. We'll come up with a new name for a new stream, but there's no reason for. I mean, myself, Welch, and Sinup are all, IRL friends now that met through the game. So it's not that we're only friends because of the game. So we'll probably all be hanging out anyways. So we might as well still hang out with the community, stream, all that kind of stuff.
What kind of friend doesn't call you back? I mean,
dude, it has been on my. I've been trying to get to call you all week because of stuff going on, and because my lead was out at work. I have been more busy and more productive, unfortunately, than in a long time. And I've been like, okay, I just got to wait. Incursion prep is going on right now. I didn't even know. Okay, cool. I didn't even know what the answer.
I heard a little bit.
Oh, do you guys actually call each other? That's sweet.
Yeah, actually. I call him when I'm like taking garbage off and stuff.
So I heard you're quitting.
Yes, we are. I am quitting. I don't know that we are quitting.
Is that missing cube?
Yep.
How are you?
Howdy.
Yeah, I've been doing pretty good. I'm a fresh 31 right now.
Congratulations.
So
I'm about day to be 31.
Yeah, I know. I'm about halfway to getting the amalgam.
Love my.
Don't do it.
Why? I like base rating.
It's shit.
No, it's not. It's better than my Horizon. It's better than my Horizon, which does 1.3 million.
Yeah, the amalgam's so the refinery is horrible, but yeah, I would not be where I'm at on my rating without it.
I mean, Dan, I gave you what? 10 billion.
10 billion.
I don't know how much.
10 billion titanium, and I'm down to under 1 billion again. Yep.
But
that's
we
with
were
efficiency.
just shooting the bull for a half hour while you're using the amalgam on me. If it was anything more than that,
yeah, there would have been no.
If you didn't have the amalgam, you would have been there for hours.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rating without that ship was painful, especially when people had billions of resources, and you're like, "Well, my faction miner's got a 5 million cargo capacity."
Right. Well, the thing is, if I'm base rating, I don't even look at bases that have over 1 billion in resources. I don't, because I can't.
Well, except for in incursions, then you might get a chance. That's the one good thing about it is lazy people get wrecked by an entire other server. But otherwise,
Dread Pirate does agree that the refinery is a joke.
Yeah, the refinery.
Technically, yes, but for me, as an Ops 31 who has a massive crystal and gas crunch right now, but it's literally mostly free to play. It's literally one of the only ways of getting materials other than treasury or stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah. Were you referring to the amalgam refinery, Sinup? Because the amalgam refinery is that one is horrible. There's not much in there. The only advantage there is that it's always 2 million to refine your amalgam parts. So at least there's that. It doesn't scale.
Well, there's also the Vidar cargo exocomps and the Stella cargo exocomps.
Where?
In the exocomp refinery for the amalgam. At least I thought there was.
No, the only exocomp in the amalgam refinery is the plunder token.
Which
that's not what I'm talking about.
You're talking about from the recruit.
I've never seen a Stella or Vidar exocomp.
Now you're talking about the amalgam special.
Yeah, because...
So the amalgam special has its off reputation.
Wait, hold on. I know what he's talking about. It's in the chests.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's those... Because at least when I watched DJ's video about the amalgam, that was a high point that he said, because you could increase the cargo capacity.
I've never seen those.
Yeah.
No. The only thing in the chest, when you refine the amalgam, you do get the where is it? It's under the recruit chest.
Amalgam refinery tokens. Yeah.
So I see it.
Dan should have it on screen.
Klingon Federation and Romulan. I'm not looking at his screen. The negative
reputation, negative and positive.
Right, and I think the Charlotte is the one who's talking about it right now, which is a friend of ours. They released that in the notes for the amalgam, which if you were looking at the video that DJ's put out around the release of it, that's what he was going off of, and that never came to fruition. So there's no.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
That's where I was taking the long-winded,
right? Because if you look at your your thing here, there is. Because here's the thing: you look here at your amalgam special, there is an exocomp in the background. That's a tiny little Vidar, and that is cargo. So that's what he's referring to. Is it's supposed to be there?
Exocomp available.
Yeah, well, there's one that's just cargo, but what he's talking about is early on when the amalgam was supposed to be released, part of what was supposed to be in here was exocomps that increased your Vidar and your, what was the other one, the Stella?
Oh.
Yeah, and they haven't put those in the game, but they have the art. It's in here. You go look over Worf's shoulder. The art for an increase to your cargo for the Vidar is there, but they still haven't put those in the game, and we're looking at close to a year since this was released. But
that's how they're going to fix the loop.
The amalgam came out in January.
Right.
But
yeah, the amalgam almost came out basically exactly 1 year from now.
Yep.
But if you remember, they came out with the primes for the Stella and Vidar around June, July.
Right. And that was, I guess, their answer was, we're not going to give you an
exocomp when they can make money off of a prime to sell you.
Well,
exactly.
It was in the patch notes for the amalgam. I'm pretty sure we could go back and look at them.
Yeah, because I distinctly saw in DJ's video, he's like the one that he made 11 months ago, he said specifically that was going to be in there. But because I can't see it, so I was just assuming that it was still there.
Yep, nobody got to see it because that was one of the things that they put out there and yanked back before it ever came to fruition. So. Thanks for reminding us of that.
Sorry.
Put it on the list.
Yep, put it on the list of things that never happened.
That sucks. So Keith is just saying, Metz. The amalgam and Meridians are actually not allowed to mine G4 resources in deep space on their server.
What?
Are you?
The Meridian, I agree with Keith. It should be allowed to mine, but the amalgam, just pop it to Base Raider.
They have
the amalgam can mine too. It's survey ship, but it's not necessarily a good thing. But
yeah, well, the big thing with the amalgam is that it has a really shitty mining laser. Its mining speed is horrible.
Yeah,
but it has the warp range to get out there, and that's not on accident. So, but people can make their row however the hell they want to.
It hunter for deep space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people can. I don't care what people's row is. We put out our video on it.
Because I can finally get into the level 34 swarm areas with my ship. And there are so many Franklins that are just sitting there doing nothing OPC. I walked away with 500,000 yesterday.
Wow.
Pirates.
I'm not allowed to OPC Franklins. On 134, we have a rule. No OPC Franklin hits.
On our server 45, it's nowhere is safe. You will be hit anywhere, even in token space. There is no such thing as safe spaces. If you're OPC, you die.
I love that.
What is it on 63? It's what any warship can get hit no matter what.
No, token spaces are still protected.
PvP is PvP.
Protected.
Well, not on our server, sadly.
Yeah, I'm looking at the patch 38 release notes, and they've only identified the 6 exocomp consumables on that, which were the factions reputation loss. So I don't know where that other one is in the amalgam refinery that they were out.
It's probably.
Well, actually, if you look at DJ's video, he had screenshots, and it was on stfc.space at the time.
Right.
Yeah, so they probably pulled it back and said, never happened. It's like Highlander 2.
Well, it's like the treasury tax that was out there, too. The treasury tax was almost a thing, and then they got rid of that, which, thankfully, I'm surprised they got rid of that, actually, with all the other stuff they've done.
Yeah, before the refinery treasury came out.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got a guy. He was 500k or OPC in token space. Hee hee.
Nice.
I like it. I think it's good.
You're just making friends all over the place tonight.
Yeah,
I
I,
don't know.
didn't see it in the
Well,
patch
here's the
notes,
thing.
but I think that it was
I
part of the
that
we're at
announcement.
war and get
Well-
the hate mail about that.
Here's the thing. Our server is a PvP server. Our server's been at war since its inception. So
Are
I'm
you
not
on
scared
server
of
20?
what?
Are you on server 20?
No, I'm on server 45.
Say 20's been at war all that time.
Oh, so it's Silver 45, and
Oh.
somehow we've united, and we're 5-0 for incursions. Hopefully 6-0 this round.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Because you guys are used to fighting.
Hey, how are you on 45?
What do you mean?
Like, Rev is pure, OPC is OPC.
Yeah, OPC is OPC. If you're OPC, you're dead, or you're about to be dead.
Guess what?
Hmm.
I've OPC'd a few Franklins in Swarm Space.
I don't think Franklins are protected on ours.
Well, Franklins are not protected anyway because they can be used. They can be classified as warships since they're not surveys.
Yeah, they're part of the triangle.
Yep.
No,
You know
Sid,
how I-
remember on 63, Franklin's used to be protected, and then we nixed all that.
No, 62 they were
Um,
protected.
62.
Yeah. When all
Before
that
the
finally
merge.
merged through is when they did it, because when we merged it, everybody was complaining about that. And they went on a vote like 4 or 5 different times till finally.
Yeah, and people
They just
acted
put
like
it
it was
into
going to
it.
just destroy the game, and we merged with 63. It wasn't protected anymore, and like a couple people went ham on it, and then it didn't really change anything. So
Well, yeah. Is
the adjustment period's always the worst part. It's just to play with whatever rule, and it's at the end of the day, it's row is row. If you want to play by it, then fine, but just understand it's like a gentleman's agreement on how you guys are going to play the game, and if you don't want to do it, then you don't have to.
yeah, exactly.
Blow stuff up.
But
It's-
our server is controlled by 4 or 5 main different alliances right now. They own like almost all the territory, or they people that have territory are subjects or vassals of those 4 alliances. And there's a rebellion going on right now, or has been for the past 2 or 3 years, and things are looking to be shaking up a little bit, so it's getting kind of exciting there. But basically, always expect your ship to get sent home the quick way.
yeah.
Absolutely.
But-
Oh, I got a good. You want a good story, Fly Captain 8? One time I saw an extended player mining G3, and guess what? He had to say hello to my Vidar. You're toast.
Yep. But that's,
Just to answer Keith's question about deep space repair ship, I won't be surprised if that's been written on some handkerchief or something somewhere in Ireland and it's been put to one side, because I think that idea has been brought up a couple of times over the years. But
What did
I mean,
you
it's
say?
a good idea.
Because like
It's on their
It's on the YouTube.
handkerchief with the tears.
right, like
Okay,
a
guys.
yeah, you're talking
Okay.
about like a support ship that
Like-
can repair out of
like
dock.
it says,
Yeah.
Well, they actually were thinking about doing the Alliance Starbase.
And it's at level 43. Why are they in that lower level mining system?
Well, I don't know, but I would try to get as far away from other people as I could if I was mining, but somehow in token space I managed to get away with a full million node without anybody looking.
And like I popped at 43 with my Vidar on a 0 node.
Oh no.
You could imagine the battle log that he got beat by a 35.
Yeah, I've done stuff like that. And
Like,
right now,
I'm 8 levels below him. Imagine how embarrassing his commander is.
Yeah, he probably didn't share that with anybody. That's like one of my worst moments in the game. I was trying to, I think we were at war, and I was running around with a Quran speed crew, and my Vidar had like double the power on this Stella I was trying to take out, and it was like, whatever, do, went in there and hit it, and ended up back in my dock. And I was like, whoa, and I was like, okay. And then somebody else from the server sent me a screenshot of it from the other side and goes, so what was up with this? And I was like, yeah, I'm speeding through a bunch of research right now.
yeah,
I got really far behind. I'm glad that people saw that.
Like, I can't believe Rev ascended before he was actually ready and then admitted it later on. What a way to embarrass yourself in a video.
Yeah, I've done it before.
So, well, we have a lot of great conversations going on. Want to make sure that Dan has the opportunity to go through the.
What I said to Rev earlier tonight was, you're forgetting about like how like it's level 39 system, so Rush players can go there into the Tiger core and get blown up.
All right, so Dan, let's get you back on track here.
Yeah, we'll try to get caught up on our stuff in here. Well, who do we have up on the stage? We'll give everybody about 60 seconds. So let's try to be organized. Les, we'll give you 60 seconds. Say anything you want to say. Ask any questions you want to. We're gonna bring you back off the stage, and then same thing. Missing cubes. We'll let Les go first.
Okay.
Did you already pull him off, or missing cubes? Did you pull him down too? We'll give them 60 seconds apiece, and then we'll get back on. Go ahead and bring one at a time. Bring them up here to let them say their thing. Shout out who they want to, and then we'll move on with the rest of what we got, like hanging out with people. So we got missing cubes up here. We'll let him go first, and then Les.
Well, I just wanted to say that as a fresh Ops 31, I'm having a fun time, but I've noticed that the game has become less exciting for me. And I like PvP, I like the environment, I like making people mad, but I also like the last arc for event-wise. It was actually pretty fun. But the problem that I'm noticing is that it's stalling as a game, because there's pretty much no actual interactive story other than point and tap. And compared to other games such as Genshin Impact or like Call of Duty even, it's engaging. And just from stuff that I've seen, I'm surprised Ultimate DJs hasn't quit. I'm just surprised. That's all I wanted to say.
I think that the community should celebrate the fact that he hasn't yet, because between him and Revdeuce, I do have a lot of respect for the two of them because of the content that they put out. I know how long it takes me to put content out. I think that I put in, honestly, a lot more effort in my videos than they do. But they are still working way harder at the game and for the community than I am. I just am more of a YouTube video kind of guy. So not trying to say anything negative about them, but they do what they do. They do more of them than I do, and they are constantly in conversation with Scopely trying to fix, honestly, fuck-ups that Scopely has done. So without them, I shudder to think the state that this game would be in right now.
Oh, the game wouldn't exist. The game just wouldn't exist. Period.
Right. Free Gala would have happened the other way. Right. The game would have happened. Free Gala would have happened, and everybody would have just walked away if we didn't have some people that are out there campaigning for the players. So, unfortunately, I think at some point in time, they are going to have to go find something else to do to continue on like we're going ahead and doing here. But hopefully that'll be a long time away for the community.
Cubes, thank you for, the ask. There's a couple of people responding to you in the chat.
Oh, I haven't even been looking.
Yeah. Oh, and I do agree about the game. My wife constantly gets on to me about how boring the game looks because I'm just clicking on one red thing and then clicking attack, and then 5 minutes later, or 5 seconds later, I go do it again. And I mean, she's been playing like Plants vs. Zombies in a 3D world. It's a first-person shooter and stuff. And it's like, I've played it a little bit and I'm like, yeah, this game is definitely missing a lot of depth from that to hold you into it. Not that I'm going to go be some hardcore, world-ranked Plants vs. Zombie player, but it's kind of put it into perspective here that this is a strategy game more than it is anything else. You have very limited resources, and the wiser that you are with your resources, the more you can get a leg up on people that are in similar situations to you. Like, if you're free to play, then you can compete with free to play people. If you're more efficient than they are, then you can start gaining ground. Outside of that, if you're not in the same lane with somebody as far as what you spend, though, or the amount of time that you spend on the game, if you are in the same lane, then especially now that so much stuff is gated, like the Actian keys, your Vidar places, like so much stuff, there's very few things you could actually just get on the game and grind out anything that you wanted to go ahead and push that aspect of the game anymore, which is kind of depressing, but it is what it is. Great comment, though. You guys have anything?
Anyone who's sitting in the audience right now, if you do want to ask a question, we'll bring you up to stage. Just raise your hand. We'll give everyone a limited amount of time so that Dan can get through the agenda, but raise your hand and I'll find you.
Yep, and we'll give Les 60 seconds as well if he's around to hop back on stage, because I wanted to give him 60 seconds before we put him back in the audience. Thank you for
I will invite him up. There we go.
Welcome back up.
There he is.
There you go.
So you got 60 seconds. Go.
Thank you guys for having me. And I just hope we could do better fashion videos in the future.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I think that Pegasus and Tiberius will be putting out great content for a long time to come. Our time putting out videos is coming to an end. We still have a handful more that we will be putting out, but I will be moving on from Star Trek very shortly. I have some stuff in my personal life I've got to deal with for certifications and things, and I'm going to, when I do get some time to put back into YouTube, I will probably pursue mostly a channel related to my professional career. So mostly a security related channel, but maybe someday the gaming portion of this will live on. There will probably be streaming with myself and Sinup and Welch. We'll be hanging out with the community, trying new games and things, and I don't know, hopefully some of the other people, we've got a rather large team behind this channel actually, and I really want to drag some of them kicking and screaming if I have to into the limelight so that they can be a part of what's going on too. We have so many people that have helped us do what we're doing, and I'd love for them to be able to leverage the platform we have and the community to be able to get their voice heard. So that is my hope and kind of my secret plan for the gaming aspect of this while I've stepped away, is to try to get some of the other people, Muya and Marvelly, on, two big ones that I would like to try to drag out and force them to take a crack at putting out some stuff. But unfortunately, I will have to take some time away from YouTube, and that's what's prompted this to be the last stream that we're doing for Star Trek Fleet Command, is that my time's going to come to a close on the game. It's just too demanding to play the game competitively like I like to and put out content for it, especially while I'm trying to study for another certification, pass an exam, all those things. So sad, but it is reality.
We have no hands raised. So
okay.
You can move on to your other agenda items.
So what are we looking at the same one? I see you in here. So we've done the farewell final there.
Don't look at me. Quit looking at me.
Right.
Stop looking at me, Swan.
Gosh. So yeah, unfortunately, the big things that I wanted to push for the community, of course, we're gonna have to take our hands off of, and I don't expect that anybody's going to pick up some of it. Tiberius, if you're still on the stage, thank you so much for taking over the holodeck analysis tool. I think that's great. The people like that a lot when we put it together. I'm glad that somebody will be able to maintain that. We did successfully transfer ownership to you this week, I believe, so you'll be able to keep up with it.
We also have the pack analysis. Should we be?
Somebody did reach out. I don't remember where that they had been looking into that as well. I don't know if they were a content creator, but they were willing to. They wanted to reach out and try to sync up some notes on that. So the issue with the pack analysis thing is that the people who could help the most with it are the least incentivized to do so, and have outright said that they know it's a problem and they're not willing to go to bat for it, which is unfortunate. I have a lot less to lose, but I don't have the time to sit around and try to campaign for that. Since
no, you put yourself out there to do that, and that's, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's been more than has been done by other people.
Well, the closest thing to yeah, it is pretty radioactive, and the closest thing to an actual official stance. First off, if you go talk to Scopely support about it, they will flat out lie to your face as what the factors are. Unfortunately, yeah,
it's proprietary. It's a proprietary 7 herbs and spices.
Right. Yeah, it's the secret sauce, and then the closest thing to any reason for that I've got from an official, from a Scopely employee in a private conversation was that there's just no good way to have that conversation. They know that it's going on and that people don't like it because of incursions, but it kind of is the way that it is, and that they're going to try to look into it at some point in time, which of course at some point in time doesn't really exude confidence that they give a crap that it is the way that it is. So the closest thing I've heard as an actual variable that we're seeing is the main discrepancy between like our server, which is labeled as a good pack server, and other servers. Even if you are the same operations level or higher, you've spent the same amount of money or more than I have, and you have a worse pack, is that we have whales that spend more money. I hate to use the whale word if people know what that means more than VIP players, but apparently our VIP level players have spent more money than your VIP level players. Is the closest thing I've heard from that same Scopely employee, is that is very likely the missing factor there. So there's nothing you can do about it. It's not server population, is basically what they told me. And that they're fairly certain this is one of the same people who hasn't got back to me in over 2 months, that it's because we've had a higher total spent on our server than the other server.
Yeah, so Missing Cube is asking to come back up again. Nobody else has raised their hands.
Okay.
So I'm going to let him back up for another go around.
Okay.
Put me down for next.
Hey, I was just wanted to ask if you're just going to still play the game, like just casually, just not recording YouTube videos or anything, just having fun, or are you just going cold turkey?
My plan
I don't
now
think that's even considered cold turkey.
Right. My plan now is to maintain it just long enough to put out a couple more videos, and then after that, I will probably, I'll probably brag in my video when I'm done that I have never been raided in the game in all the time that I've played, and I will finally let people come raid my stuff. Senip, you'll have first dibs since I took a lot of resources from you. You gave them to
probably
me.
Give it to some of the other.
That dilithium looks delicious.
Right. I've been trying to burn through a lot of it, but it's also like for a little while I wasn't sure if I was going to come back or not. But
you'll just let it sit dormant for a while.
Right. I'm going to let it sit dormant. The big reason, my reason for telling everyone in the community that I don't plan on coming back is it's possible, but it doesn't seem likely that when I am finally able to return to the game that I really will want to. The roadmap didn't exude a lot of confidence to me either, that this is a game that I really want to play in 2023. Especially if I've got to let my account sit basically without doing anything for 3 months to be able to keep up with the things that I need to. And
have you got enough tokens in backstock?
Tokens for what?
Resources.
If I wanted to, I do have quite a bit of resource tokens if I ever did want to come back. So I've got 186 billion 1 steel tokens. I've got however much titanium. It's like 30 billion titanium and however much dilithium. So yeah, I could come back to the game with that if I ever felt like it. So I don't plan on like burning all my tokens right now to get more resources to give out to people. If I do, very likely what'll happen is if I know I won't be coming back after 3 months, I'll get back on the game, cash all those tokens, and then let people come raid those tokens. It's kind of my thought right now.
We'll find somebody who donate it to a good cause. Throw them up on the leg rest.
Yep. But I don't see myself being able to do I've never been the guy who's just want to come in and wreck everybody else's day. I like to PvP with people who like to PvP. I'm not just going to go out and smash a bunch of miners for people who...
Shit, maybe you should teach your wife how to play it and let her take over the account.
I don't know that she has any desire to do that, so full confession.
You can yourself unshielded during an incursion, you'll be fine.
Right, yeah, then nobody will want me to come back anyways. Oh, man.
Oh, we've had people do that on our server. It's...
Yeah, intentionally feeding the other server. Yeah. So, but no, there's no plans to return to the game by the time that I would actually be able to. So it'll be dormant, and after a couple months, we'll know whether it'll just very likely I'll log back in one day, pop in, say hey to some people, cash my tokens, and then people take those too, is the expectation. Because partly is if I'm going to try to move forward in my career like I'm trying to do, then I'm going to try to move forward and not look back at unfortunately, this game is such a big time sink compared to other games that are out there. And there are good, this is a relatively, well, it is a huge time suck. It's one of my biggest issues with them putting on the roadmap that could take 11 months for them to actually get to, right?
But it will be 2023.
Right, but sometime in 2023, they're going to go back and reduce the amount of time it takes to do old arcs. I mean, old loops, but of course they're going to be putting new loops into the game over that course of time. So I don't have a lot of faith that this game, like mystically in 3 months when I'll be able to come back, won't suck away as much life as it is currently right now. That's just the reality of it. And unfortunately, getting both the, finally able to hit the Bajoran stuff with the Defiant, which I'm glad we have the Defiant. I like that. The Bajoran ship and all that stuff, the loop is super fun, but also getting the Mantis, and it's like, oh God, here's even more time I don't have to keep up with it. Like right now, I guarantee you I'm sitting on 8 of those Actian beacons or whatever, the ancient beacons, because I just don't have time even now. Let's see. Where's my beacons at? Yeah, 8 ancient beacons. Don't have time to go out there and do that. So it's just... So cards on the table, what do we play instead? Well, that's a good question. I've tried a bunch of other stuff. We'll probably just be, I don't know, doing the little buffet of stuff on stream, trying out some new stuff and seeing what's going on. And I've tried. I want to play something that we can actually play cooperatively together, if we get a chance, because we're a good team. Alliances have never really done it for me. You have armadas. That's the most that you can do together. Nope. Final episode of ever. It's final.
Let's be specific.
It's not the final episode of the year. We're not doing a big clickbait thing. It's the final episode of 8 Forward. The final episode that will be focused on Star Trek Fleet Command. If you're tuning in late, I will be quitting the game. I have professional obligations that I have to focus on for the next 3 months. It's going to pull me away from the game. Unfortunately, I don't see being able to come back to the game in 3 months at the capacity that I'm at right now, being able to put out the same quality of content, yada yada. So we'll probably have to move on once that happens. I won't be able to maintain my account even because of the time sink that it is. Thank you guys. I see a lot of people that are... it's not fun to see that people are sad that I'm leaving, but it's better than people celebrating that I'm leaving.
Happy?
Right, yeah, it's better than celebrating that I have to leave, right? So, yeah. Thank you, DP Leve. Sorry. Content is the best. Well, we have tried to put out the best content that we can. Sometimes it's silly and goofy, and sometimes it's inaccurate because we do the best we can with the time that we have and spend 8 hours researching the wrong thing, but we do what we can do. So, yeah, Kernel Fusion, we are probably going to stick together. So, getting back to that, this is the last 8 Forward live stream. This is the last Star Trek Fleet Command live stream. We have heard a lot of outcry that people still want to hang out with us and hear us talk about Star Trek and other things. So we're probably going to do that. We're a group of friends. With everything that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to need to take a break and hang out with my friends still, with Sinip and Welch, and a lot of you guys have become friends as well. Dale and Tiberius and Pegasus hanging out with us. Pegasus, it's real late where you're at, man. Thanks for hanging out with us this late. And, just we'll probably still hang out with the community. It might be a week or two before we can get back into it with some new thing and all that. But I definitely want to make sure that we're still hanging out with our community and keeping you guys updated on how things are going with my studying. And maybe we'll be putting out the new channel. See if you guys want to come check out what's going on with it, because I'm pretty excited about the security channel to help people make themselves more secure in their personal lives. But no, this not clickbait. This will be the last of our streams, and we don't have that many more videos we're going to put out on Star Trek before we're completely done either. And it's not a we're super mad about X, Y, or Z and we're quitting the game because of it. It's just a matter of my personal obligations are pulling me away from the game, but there are some other personal experiences that I've had with people from Scopely, and really the state of the game, or what I project it will be in 3 months to 6 months from now, that I just don't want to return to. So that's why I won't be coming back. James Duckett, working on your Security Plus. I've got that probably hanging on the wall over here. Yep. It's it was a pretty good one. It's like 40% of the CISSP, but if you can get that Security Plus nailed down, then you'll be ready to move on to the CISSP. So that's awesome, man. Keith Metz says, that is why I take time to play on my PS4, just to break the chaos. Currently playing Skyrim in survival mode and mod sets. That's a big thing too. My wife is playing on the PS4, and she's got me hanging out with her playing on stuff and just taking a break from MMO type games to focus on something that's actually relaxing. It's the biggest thing, is this game is not relaxing. It's fun and interesting and engaging. There's actual strategy to it, but it is not relaxing. So there's my ramble on that. You don't get relaxed
when you kill people?
No, because I often go try to tackle people that are bigger than I am and get killed. But I still chuckle.
I do find the game relaxing at certain points.
What's that?
When you both, I do find the game relaxing at certain points. It's like when there's 2 or 3 of you chasing the same hostile and you win it, and you stick your finger up and shout at the screen, "Ha screw you, asshole!" Sorry, I shouldn't really go that high, but
yeah.
Why you apologize? It's just the fuck you episode.
Yeah, this is the one. It's not going to be monetized ever, so we're not that worried about that. Yeah, I agree with Bleach Guy. It's not easy to give up STFC, like quitting smoking. I think that's the expectation, but honestly, for me, like yesterday, I barely logged in, and the only reason I logged in is because I felt bad about being in an alliance that is as competitive as the one that I'm in and not contributing anything for the Borg event. So I hopped in and barely finished mine, but I helped some other people compete higher in the SLBs and stuff like that. And then when I got back on, like the last one that I did before reset, I knew it was going to blow up my Vidar. So I just was like, okay, cool, I'm done. And I logged back in this morning to go see what was going on. My Vidar was still blown up and all sorts of stuff from like 12 hours before, which has never happened in the game. But I don't know. It's not as hard. Even being a content creator, it's not as hard to walk away from as I thought it would be. Less scary when I know that I'm going to be like, I know that there's nothing I can do to avoid it. It's not that much of a choice. It's like I have to stop playing in order to work on what I have to work on. So a little different, I guess, if it was like a choice where I'm just like, I'm mad and I'm done, and I'd probably like come back in like 3 days after I cooled down, right? Different situation maybe. But we're gonna, I don't know if you guys have any idea what you guys want to see us play, like just offer some sort of recommendations that we can play. We gotta have some sort of criteria for it. Sinip and Welch, because I want us to hang out and play some stuff together, right? Like I don't like Star Trek as much because it's like the best that we can do together is go call out targets for each other when we're blowing things up or be in an armada together. So you dropping your alliance to allow them to loot you? Probably. I'm almost guaranteed that I will do that. I've got a couple more videos that I want to shoot, so I'll need some titanium to do repairs. That's the only reason I haven't already done it. But yes, once that happens, I will let everybody raid me. I'm going to keep my tokens right now, so that in 3 or so months I can pop back in. Very likely, though, I will not want to play the game still. I will pop on, cash those tokens, and let people take those as well. But that's the plan right now.
Oh, I'm messing with somebody's territory defense right now. I mean, I'm not going after miners or stuff like that, but they've got me debuffed and all that stuff.
Get him. Mess him up.
And that's like one of the things. That's like the remote having fun, you know?
Right. Well, that's like you can do a lot of that, but a lot of that you do is because you've put so much into your account that you can do that. So.
Oh, no, I get killed, but I don't really care.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another Scopely jackup. The leaderboards are not updating. Resources raided,
yeah, I know.
Destroyed stuff.
It's really annoying.
Apparently, that's that important.
Yeah, apparently this is something else that's not that important. My resources rated, I don't know, because I know just from the like 30 minutes I spent pulling titanium off of you that I gained like 20 trillion in resources or so, or not trillion, 20 billion in resources because of all the, well, it's more than that because of all the parse deal I had to go through. So the fact that I'm still sitting at 32 billion total resources rated is kind of like, come on, Scopely, fix something.
I know.
But whatever. That's going to be everybody. That's going to be y'all's problem that stay and play the game. It's not really a problem that I'm that worried about anymore.
That one is disappointing.
Man.
That one is disappointing considering it's the only way to actually measure anything that's actually happening in the game. There's no way to measure yourself against other players other than whose ship is bigger than whose.
Right.
Except for those leaderboards. And when they're not working for months now.
Yeah.
Yes, it's been months.
It's really sad.
Right. I don't know. I don't understand Scopely. Like, I get that they want to make all the money, but even the things that they do is like, okay, well, you should probably also be concerned with the things that are clearly going to make it to where people aren't as invested in spending money. If you don't have the bragging rights because you've beat people on these leaderboards, then what are you spending your money for? Like, I'm kind of upset for people who are willing to go whale away and gain a bunch of power real quick, especially if they're still stuck at like 90th on the leaderboard when they jumped like 20 or 30 positions over people that they compete with. Like, what the hell?
Don't see that as a win for them. They only see, I make new content, people buy it, we get money, the end.
Right. And we're, I don't know. I'm really, I don't know. I'm very disappointed and disappointed and disillusioned with a lot of this stuff now. Like, it's been hard to really hop on this week to do much of anything. Like, I've been like, oh yeah, I'm going to let my account coast. That's why I know I probably won't try to really keep up with the account after I put out a couple more videos, is because it's been so hard this week to get me to just log on to do anything. Like, I didn't even know if my shield was still going to be up this morning when I got on, and I was like, I don't care. So once you hit that stage.
And here's the problem with that statement, Bleach. Even if the game is aimed at whales and VIPs, if the boards are not working,
right,
what are they measuring themselves against?
Yep.
How much money they can spend.
Yeah, but you have no way of tracking that other than, showing your Scopely receipts.
Whose Op 60 ship is bigger than the other guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my Rataran's up to 600 million. Well, your Enterprise D is only 500 million. You suck. It's like, or, they just bought their kids Christmas gifts instead.
Right. Yeah. Keith Metz, I have been trying to keep up with as much of the content that we have in here as well. I want to scroll back up a little bit. So Dale, of course, is another buddy of ours that is always hanging out with us. Enjoy listening to you guys no matter what game you are playing. Thanks, Dale. Island Dan. News Fireball Dan, best of luck with whatever's coming next. Have loved your content, have learned a lot. Hey, I have learned an awful lot putting that content together, and I know Sinop and Want to have been behind almost every video that we've done here. Have learned a lot as well. So there's a lot going on in it. CT Sapper, I would be interested in your security channel. Thanks. Hopefully we'll make it interesting. We're going to try to put everything that we've learned as far as building YouTube videos into that one as well. So hopefully we'll put it out and it'll be very close to the same level of quality that we started getting here. It's funny because Stewie Doo was like, dude, did you get a new camera? And like the last video that we put out, and I was like, yeah. And he's like, it's so much better. And it's like one of the last videos that we're going to do. We finally have the new camera to be able to do it with. So, oops.
Yeah, I remember that messaging board.
Yeah. It's like, dude, your beard.
You could be a little bit creepy.
It got a little weird. It got a little weird, but it was awesome.
Right lighting, the right camera,
Right. Yeah, we finally got a lot of that stuff put together, and now, yeah, now we're gonna have to make an OnlyFans, I guess. An OnlyDans. Colonel Fusion says 2-week vacation almost up. Spent it playing Star Trek Fleet Command instead of something much more entertaining like Cyberpunk 2077. Did they ever work out all the bugs that were launched with that game? Because I've been wanting to play it too, and I just know early on it was like bug hell. But I think it probably got a lot better. But being a content creator be much more heavier. Yeah, it is. It's heavy being a content creator, especially when you let yourself care about the people who support you in your community and all the things that they are agitated by, because that agitates us too. So especially our APAC people, they get it really hard over there with the increased lag. Our iOS people get it really hard because the game's been so buggy and hard to play on that, or completely unplayable in some cases. And then good pack and bad pack servers, all those things weigh in, and it's just been frustrating to carry that burden. And, you know, when there's no longer any hope that we can do anything to help in any one of those situations, then it just, I don't know, it's hard to continue on. Keith Metz, just a little background from a 62-year-old man. I saw some of your comments from earlier, and I always love to see when you weigh in, Keith Metz, so thank you for that. And Colonel Fusion, you are probably one of the people that reached out that I remember the most, that was saying that you wanted to hear us banter and things like that. So pat yourself on the back, because we will probably, maybe, I don't know, we'll probably take next week off at least, and in 2 or 3 weeks come back with a new name, new stream, different feel. But we will not be playing Star Trek Fleet Command, but we'll still be hanging out, bantering, talking about Star Trek stuff and anything else that we want to talk about. We might just do like a just chatting style thing. Who knows? But it'll be hard to stop the show.
Though, well done, Hugo. He's put a comment saying he's Ops 39 and he managed to kill a level 46 solo Armada. It's not bragging, Hugo. Own it. You own that.
I almost got down there. I was about to get to Hugo.
Oh, sorry.
Barnabas, the leaderboards are meaningless to me. Yeah, hey, they're meaningless to me unless I'm doing well on them. I'll tell you that much. Stephen Hartman, sounds like besides the real world, you're tired of BS of Scopely. You're one of the content creators who really push back at Scopely. I continue getting annoyed with the PAX across servers. I'm still extremely annoyed with the PAX across servers. I don't expect anybody else will pick that up. It is radioactive, as Tiberius put it very aptly, that basically any content creator who touches that, Scopely hates you. So
yeah, Rev Juice did that.
Yeah, Rev Juice did
that
it,
one, and they took his NDA. They literally went to town on him.
Yeah.
And that's a shame.
You're not allowed to bring that up whatsoever with Scopely.
They need to be held accountable for their own bullshit.
Right. And then, I know you already mentioned Bleach Guy, so I was getting to Hugo. Hi, everyone. Is it bragging to tell you when I, at an Ops 39, am able to kill a level 46 solo Armada? In fact, 2 of them in a row. Yeah, and you were already addressing that. I can't kill those yet. So, yes, it's bragging, and you're allowed to. So, technically, yes, definitely. You're bragging. But go for it. Deal. Right. Especially look at Rev Servant. He does always get 3 to 6 times for the same dollar. Yeah, Steve, I 100% agree. It is really, it's bullshit that the packs are the way that they are. They know that they're that way. They're forcing people to play incursions. I haven't taken the time to go correlate, because they did tell us which servers were against which servers, but it's guaranteed that there are some good pack servers versus bad pack servers. We've done it. Our last one that we did, which I think twice we've won against the same server, but we're a good pack server, they're a bad pack server. Now, Scopely might be like, it doesn't matter, because you'll win sometimes and lose sometimes, because a whale on one server, the other will forget to shield or whatever. So, true, because that's just the way that they're scoring it right now. But if they ever fix incursions to be something actually fun and engaging and entertaining, then that's going to play into it a lot more. If I can spend $100 to get the same amount of parts steel it would take you $600 to get, and you've spent the same amount of money in the game as I have, and you're the same operations level or higher, that's kind of fucked up. So I don't like that at all. I really wish that I had been able to stick around and try to do something on that. So that is my biggest regret, is that we didn't get to work with Scopely on fixing that. But it is what it is.
I was not allowed to last week. They're acting like a bunch of cunts.
God. What was that, Tiberius?
I was just saying it's that just means they have more resources for you to raid from them during incursions. So it doesn't actually, it's a handicap for them having the better packs.
Right. Here you go. Here's more resources. Yeah, you could. That's some Scopely gymnastics.
It's not accurate, but that's how they would.
That's how they will. Yeah, yeah. Chrono Fusion. I played the Steam version. I got on sale. Haven't had any problems. Skyrim has more bugs and glitches. Yeah. Okay, so I might pick up Cyberpunk and try to play that sometime. I don't think that's like a stream worthy game, but we'll try that. I will. So I have an idea. If you guys want, I want to run it by everybody hanging out with us still. That I want to play something that's competitive. They've talked about Tarkov. But something competitive that I'll probably be awful at, and the challenge for myself will be every time that I get killed by somebody, I have to compliment them, like genuinely compliment them, not be sarcastic about it, and see how long I can do that. So like if somebody like blows me up or something, then I'd be like, oh wow, man, you're like on fire today. Like something like that. Like I have to find a way to like quell the rage and be nice. That's something I thought about trying to do, is to try to be a good guy. Horrible PvPer and see how that goes. Might be kind of fun, might be entertaining. I will probably fail the challenge in like 3 things. Elden Ring, yeah, try not to cuss every time I die. Maybe I might try that. If you guys want to, I would play something insanely hard with Sinip and Welch hanging out watching it real time so that they could rag me the entire way. That would be fun too.
What does Dale agree with me on about them being cunts?
Probably.
Yeah, I should think over that.
So Big Smiley says, do you DM in D&D, maybe host a campaign? I did. I DM'd in D&D for a long time before I started playing Star Trek Fleet Command. And the problem was that we had a lot of trouble getting... Yeah, that still sounded sarcastic. It's sarcastic now, but I would have to try to not be, and you guys would be the judge. If I am sarcastic, then I fail. But I did DM D&D for a long time. I did Storm King's Thunder campaign, which was really fun. I've done some other interesting ideas for campaigns. My brother is thinking about DMing a what's the Dragon Heist, Waterdeep Dragon Heist. I think Senator, are you in the channel where he's trying to get people together for that?
Yeah.
So he's trying to get something together. We might try to stream D&D or something like that as well if people are interested. I don't know, but I love D&D. It's pretty fun. I usually drink too much when I play D&D, so my dwarven accents turn into other stuff.
That you drink too much?
Yeah, it is pretty much only during D&D that I drink too much.
I mean, that sounds like a party to me, getting drunk playing D&D, right?
It is. My wife laughs her ass off when we play it. It's funny. It's like we have a lot of fun.
In the mead.
Oh man!
Go ask me.
Dreamweaver's in.
Oh, Dreamweaver! I love Dreamweaver, man. Glad I get to parody you while you're still here. Thanks. I am glad you did too. That was a really good one. I'm still very proud of your parody of me. Show people all the time. Blue Haftic 9, my cousin. I will miss him tremendously. Is anyone caught up on Star Trek Prodigy? Apparently the latest episodes are really good. Oh, dude, I forgot about it yesterday.
I still have one more to watch.
I didn't watch yesterday.
I finished it off last night, and it's a tearjerker.
Really? Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Everybody dies.
I've got to watch it. Like, it is... From watching the first episode or two, I was like, whatever. My kid will be interested in this. But then I've been hooked on it, and the last episode that I watched, so I'm one episode behind now, I remember being like, this is probably one of the better like even episodes of anything Star Trek, but the series itself is really, I guess because the expectations were set so low when it started, because I was like, yeah, this is a kid's show, but it is like top notch, especially for being animated. Like it's just
Animated.
It's animated. I know a lot of people don't like Picard, and gosh, people who don't like Picard but wanted more Star Trek. Prodigy is amazing. I have been really impressed by it.
Season 3.
I can't wait for it to come and go. I just want it to be over. I just want to know how they wrap it up. There's some stuff I really care about and some stuff I don't. I hope that we yank Cisco out of the wormhole like they're talking about, and we get a whole spin-off where we catch back up with probably the most badass captain ever. So
I don't think
he's doing.
We'll see Cisco again.
I'm pretty sure we'll see a Cisco.
I don't think Avery Brooks wants to do it.
Brooks seems a little out there these days. So
yeah, I know.
He was always a little out there, but it was part of his genius.
Yep.
But I think he's done acting. I don't think he wants to deal with the shit.
His better character was.
Larami says, "Yeah, there's no point to the incursions. How about an actual event like Capture the Flag?" I agree with that. Apparently, they're trying to work on some Capture the Flag or some sort of actual PvP event, but like they said that they're not trying to work any of that shit into it right now. Applaud you for speaking out about different packs on different servers. Yeah, you can applaud us. We didn't do it on purpose. Honestly, we didn't just set out to go figure that out. We did a video on the Treasury because we thought that they would try to. It was the first month that you could open your Treasury free to play if you had been saving the whole time. And it's been pointed out to me like some people had been saving those for a long time and were able to do it pretty much immediately free to play. Okay, I totally hadn't thought about it from that perspective. I know some people were like, "There's nothing worthwhile." Well, in my chest there, so I'm going to just hold on to them. So when this came out, people cashed them. But because it was the first month ever that free-to-play were going to be able to do it, we went and looked at the previous month when free-to-play had no opportunity yet to open it. And the whole point was to compare that current month, which I believe was September. Was it September or August? I have to go back and look. Maybe it was August to the month before.
I think it was August.
Yeah, August feels right because we've been thinking about it for a long time. So to look at like July versus August, because the expectation was, Scopely being Scopely, that they would like gut the Treasury so that people who were able to open it for free wouldn't get as much out of it as the people who had been paying for it over and over and over. But thankfully they didn't. But what ended up happening was that people on servers that had worse packs than us were like, how do you have so much more in your Treasury than I have? And that's what started us on investigating into it, and that is what opened my eyes to the fact that packs are different on different servers, and we started to pursue it from that point on. So it wasn't something that we just intuited and wanted to go check out. We kind of figured it out on accident, and then people stopped trying to talk to us when we started asking questions about it. Most of the other content creators and other people just they clammed up when we started asking questions. They were like, and then we started to get some of the history lesson on why. And mostly because Scopely is a child and will try to take your account from you and take your platform from you if you try to talk about something that's a very legitimate concern for a lot of players in the game. So, cool.
Good investigative journalism.
Right. Basically, people are, if nobody's out there slashing the tires on your car, then you're not doing investigative journalism correctly. So, no death threats, then you're not doing it right. Dan finds new competitive gains, perform a new Leroy Jenkins. Yeah, that'd be fun.
What?
Check you're too old for it, man. That's a World of Warcraft meme. Like one of the original memes. At least they have chicken.
I never played War.
It was so awesome.
I came back to like 4 frickin' times. I would go play on a private server if my wife would let me, but she will not let me. She's like, that's the one you're not allowed to play.
The game was good.
Yep. Did we leave that document for the good pack, bad packs out there?
It's somewhere. I would like to go find it and put it out somewhere because I see that David Gonzalez is asking about it.
To see it?
I don't think so. We need to grab that and just open it up to everyone. Anybody who wants to come see it should be able to come see it. We'll toss it on our Discord server for people to come check out. Anybody who wants to pick it up, if you are a content creator, I don't blame you for not wanting to pick it up. If you are just a concerned citizen in the community, we can hand the keys of the kingdom over to you to chase down. and keep working on, so that perhaps when Scopely is willing to work with some of these other content creators, they can sneak it in as an item to work on without being the one pushing behind it. Might work better that way than trying to let Scopely know ahead of time that you're going to beat their head in with something like this. I don't know. And not just so I know we got Tiberius and Pegasus on stage with us, but for the and Dreamweaver and Chill out in the crowd. But I know there have been so many people, so many hopeful content creators, and there's some newer content creators I've seen out there as well that I hope keep going, and perhaps they can pick it up and try to work with. I really hope Scopely starts working with the content creators and communicates with them at a really any level, because I know people who have NDAs signed, who I won't publicly mention right now, but that they are very displeased with the level of communication they're getting. Well, I
can be very annoying and very irritating when I want to be. So
maybe that's the key.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll work. Squeaky Will gets the grease, man. Check your Discord for the screenshot. Able to kill it only because of fake Kira. As long as the character is drunk too, otherwise maybe you would come off your D&D game and the master's gonna make you pay for it. So, man, I had a lot of fun with a changeling bard as my last character. That would shapeshift into different rock stars depending on the mood. Like Zach Wild most of the time for running around, but then or no, wait, I think I got that backwards already. Is that I was Mark Tremonti most of the time, and then Zach Wild when it was like combat time, I would go shapeshift into Zach Wild mode and go fuck shit up. So I was still a bard, so I'd like hide behind people and act tough while they fuck shit up. But it was fun.
Hi, BC8. I'm new to this community and new to Star Trek Fleet Command.
Hey,
Welcome.
what's up, cool guy? Yeah, welcome. It's been really critique heavy. I've been really I've been really heavy on critiques, but it has been really like there's a lot to love about it. Ultimately, just I don't trust people that run the game. Unfortunately, it's the biggest reason I won't be coming back, or don't plan on coming back, and I have to step away from it. It's not like I'm like, oh, Scopely just did this and it's finally justification for me to rage quit. Like, I'm not rage quitting. I think that if you're new to the game, there's a lot to love in it. So
this has been done. So
I keep hearing that DJ says we need to stop spinning and boycott, but he still does, and do not know what to think about that. So I like
that one's a catch-22.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Ultimately,
it's a good idea. However, given the fact that Scopely has lost money this year on the game, and they've been trying to push to get that back up, if there was a full boycott of spending, I think the big wigs behind all this money driving of the game will just turn around and say, right, we'll stop making content then. If that's the way they're going to act, we'll just kill the game.
Perhaps, or they just fire everybody and say, you know, we're going to bring in people who can put out better content. Like, I don't know what this machine looks like because unfortunately,
it's not necessarily the content.
Right. And a lot of cases, the issues that we have is how things were presented to us is not necessarily that the content was bad. It's the way it was communicated or not communicated, or ripping a established officer since the moment the game existed out of the game because somebody threw a tantrum because they couldn't design around that. Things like that. So I don't know.
All the bugs too that we're just tired of after months or years. Like, how long has this shield glitch been going on for? About a year now, where your shield just randomly drops.
Yeah, I've heard of that one. I haven't experienced that. I watched
it happen to me today.
That's an old one. That
it happened to me today. I was online. I had 58 minutes on my shield. I changed screens to go open my 4-hour gift chest, and my shield disappeared right in front of me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, while we're at war with an alliance, and they have 3 ships sitting next to my base. And it's like, well, how the hell did that just happen?
Yeah. Well,
and we had 2 people get raided overnight for the same thing. They put 12-hour shields up, went to bed. 2 hours later, they're getting raided.
Yeah. I've heard some people say that they know why it happens, and I don't know that they do. But
Right.
Yes,
Stuff
I would
like
say
that is
that
frustrating when they can't fix it. They don't spend time fixing it. It's been a year at least, and we're still
They
having the
don't
same
spend
problems.
time fixing a lot of things that I track.
Yeah.
well, that's a big issue
That's
to
it,
me.
that's your
That's one of
one.
the big issues.
It's
Is
an
we
old one.
Right. Well, we put out the video on why Star Trek Fleet Command is collapsing. We got a lot of hate from some people about that, but ultimately the point of that video was if you keep carrying technical debt from 1 month into the next month and you are introducing new features that break more things than you are able to fix in a single month, then you're writing that deficit into the next month over and over and over. The game will collapse no matter what. Even if everybody loves the game, it will. You'll hit too big of a technical debt to be able to keep up with the game. It will be unplayable, and or the servers will crash. Like, the game will collapse if that's not handled. So, unfortunately, it seems like their support system is pretty messed up, and I don't like when they parade or like they pat themselves on the back too much about, hey, like, we fixed this bug. Like, aren't you guys so happy that we fixed the Mantis grind by putting 2 extra hostiles in 4 months later or something like now that all the free-to-play people have it?
The absolute bare minimum.
Right.
Band-aids over bullet holes and hope
Right.
the patient doesn't bleed out.
Right.
Yep.
And so I agree with that 100%. That the bugs and stuff are pretty horrendous in a lot of cases. Like it's not usually like one bug that's horrendous. It's everything together. And the fact, like, honestly, the thing that is the most frustrating to me, and I can kind of like excuse it a bunch because I don't have to deal with it for very long. But when I go try to move through my events and I freeze, and I have to wait, or like I accidentally click on an event when I was trying to swipe through here, and now I got to go look in the like infinite incursions folder and get back out. Like, that is just annoying, and it didn't used to be the way. And I was like, oh, well, maybe it's because the month of December we've had so many events out there. Maybe it'll clear up. And then like Crucible of War, no, during the Borg stuff, there was like 1/10 of the amount of events and folders out there that there were before, and it was still doing it. And I was like, ugh. So. Oh gosh, you know what's bad if Nuts and Chocolate has found another game to go pwn people in. Nuts and Chocolate says, I'm playing Guns Up Mobile, would not care if there weren't so many glitches. I found a new game because I got tired of saying what the fuck. I agree, man. There's a lot of people that feel that way about it. Lloydson 0027 says, it has been a pleasure spending some evening with you. I wish you will in all your future endeavors. So thanks, Lloydson, for hanging out. Love seeing you in the chat. So Dark Torch, I do want to touch back again on Dark Torch 75 saying DJs need to stop spending money. I would say that the biggest issue is people really do need to stop spending money you're supporting bad things in the game if you spend money the month that they release bad stuff. Doesn't matter if you spend it on the thing that's bad or not. And the problem is that this game has people so in this FOMO mindset that people are more worried that their opponents that they have in the game, that their enemies are going to buy the thing if they don't, that's why people buy stuff still. It's not that they think that the feature is horrible and they're going to not spend. It's because Scopely's got everybody in this, well, your opponents are going to buy this thing. If you don't buy it, you're going to get behind mentality that keeps this game driving forward. Bad decision after bad decision, bad implementation after bad implementation. So the content has been pretty decent. It's just not all of it for sure. But I mean, honestly, I'd be really pissed off still if I was a person who bought the Mantis the month that it came out, when clearly they showed that they had the capacity to fix this like day one by adding 2 more of the freaking hostiles in the systems. And they didn't do it until like the minute that other people got it free to play. So that's annoying. But, you know. They need, the thing is they need to look at other games like Genshin Impact or even Clash of Clans and see what they did and look at what is currently happening and open their eyes. Yeah, I mean, they're not going to, though. They don't have any incentive to, is the big issue. And honestly, I will applaud the fact that at the very least Eco and Beck have done much better communicating with players across Discord that I have seen over the past month or two. The communication level there has gotten much better. I have seen abysmal communication the entire time I've been a content creator to content creators, even people who have NTAs, especially people that don't have them, no matter how big your channel is. Like our channel is almost 3,000 subscribers and Scopely doesn't give a fuck. They don't talk to us. They haven't talked to us in over 2 months. And the best that I've heard is that Q1 of 2023, they plan on actually releasing some sort of content creator program that might be able to get you guys in at whatever level to get whatever benefits. But if it runs the same way that I see it,
ago.
Right? Yeah, heard it that long ago. But if it works the same way that it does currently, basically you're never going to be Revdeuce or Ultimate DJs, and even No One Shall doesn't seem like he gets that much information, honestly. From the little bit of communication I've seen, I don't think he gets a lot of it either. Now, I will say DJs
certainly kept close to the chest.
Right, and I will say DJs and Revdeuce, as far as I have seen, have earned that standing because they are constantly in communication, but it doesn't appear that there's any more room at the table, even for people who currently have NDAs. So I don't know that even if we had been able to continue this channel forward, that there's shit we could have done about the packs being different on different servers. I don't know that they really care that much. I think that somebody told them at some point in time that we were making waves about the pack situation and that they needed to reach out and calm us down, is honestly what I think happened. And when we had already calmed down anyways, because we had the expectation we would be able to have a nice, even-toned conversation with them instead of having to yell and scream at them to do anything, that they figured that was enough and they were done. So, I don't know. Pain in the ass, but a new content is not the issue, but they have an architecture problem on the design, like there's no load balance in the server, new events, territory capture, yeah. That's like buying your wife flowers after she catches you fucking around.
Yeah, that works. Well, that's what somebody was mentioning about the greatest pack event for this December. Yeah, it just feels like they're trying to make up for being so fucked up for the past 6 to 9 months, clearing everything up.
Yeah.
Some of these winter special packs are really good, but it makes you wonder, like, did you not hit your fourth quarter projections? Is that what it is? And you're trying to get your holiday end of year bonuses or make your numbers look good?
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to mince words on it. That's exactly what it is.
It's so transparent too. It's like, oh, look, here's this awesome, like, look at the special ship pack. That thing is so loaded with resources. It's insane. And you're just like, yeah, where was this shit like 3 months ago or 6 months ago? Like when we would have wanted it.
Right. Well, and the big thing is, I mean, there's no excuse for it. Deep Space Nine is the draw that they've had for the longest time. And people, even before it came out on the roadmap over a year ago, people knowing it had to be coming at some point in time is what kept a lot of people in the game. And especially after they hinted it for the last year, that's what's kept a lot of people in, even through horrible shit like the frickin' Rules of Acquisition arc and the Fisha Devore being launched in the game, and just so much shit that came out. The Mantis launch was horrible, but people knew that Deep Space Nine was coming at some point in time, and it kept them around. But they fumbled the ball so hard with Deep Space Nine the first 2 months that it came out that I know for a fact people that I knew the game quit in the middle of those 2 months, and the game hasn't been the same without a lot of those people either, which is probably part of it. We made that statement for a while, is that very few people in the past couple months of playing don't know somebody who has recently quit the game. And that may not be the state anymore, but it was when we made that statement a couple months ago, that, almost everybody knew one or two people that has quit the game because it was so bad for a little while there. And we've tried to move on without some of those people, but the community has been damaged because of their antics and because those people are gone now. So, yeah, technically the fourth quarter doesn't end until March, so they still have time for making money. Depends on when their fiscal year is, but
yeah, their fiscal year is probably ending in April 1st to align with taxes.
Right. So if that's the case, if they said quarter 1, but they meant their fiscal year quarter 1, then that's going to be what they say when the content creator program doesn't come out until when the content creator program doesn't come out until June of next year. That's what they're going to say is, oh, we meant fiscal year quarter 1.
And then we'll get a spring special ship pack too. So
right. Yeah. You never know.
Right back around but I got to hop off. It's been fun as always. I wish you guys the best of luck with what you're doing next.
We will probably stay in touch.
Stop by my channel, even if you want to just talk about whatever sports event or show or something like that and just shoot the breeze. But
thanks, Tiberius. We'll probably take you up on that.
Good to have you around, buddy.
I hope you guys do something well. Have a good new year. Don't drink and drive.
I'll drink and park my ass where I'm at.
There you go.
Don't drink and spend.
That's also too. Put the credit cards away. Put the phone down.
Yep.
But you guys have a good one.
You too, Tiberius. See you later, man.
Have a good one, Tiberius.
Yeah, we'll probably wrap up here soon. I don't know that I have a lot of structure left anyways. So
I was going to say, I'm going to have to catch out soon. It's nearly 2:00 and I should really get some sleep.
Well, we've had fun hanging out, my friend.
You're a nut job.
Yeah.
I know.
He's a nut job
I'm
that's
never
dedicated to hanging out.
You're dedicated. You're committed. Or at least you should be committed.
No, not really. I've got 3 kids. One of them's a 14-year-old teenager, and one of them's a 3-year-old autistic kid. So,
You got your hands full for sure.
oh, definitely.
And this is your 2:00 time where you get to have it all for yourself.
And you spin it with us. No refunds.
Well, why not? The community is the best part of this game.
Right. Which is the thing. 100%. Yeah, 100%. We're definitely going to keep a stream going where we're hanging out and stuff. So, but
Star Trek is
Star Trek Fleet Command is done. If somehow in like, I don't know, the not horribly distant future, a real Star Trek game comes out that we can enjoy, then we're going to play it and we'll check it out and see what's going on. You still working on the ASMR? Oh, I am going to work on the ASMR one. That one's coming. I've got Himmer now, so I am going to... That's one of the videos I plan on putting out before I'm done, is the unintentionally ASMR. So I'm going to go do that stupid video. Thanks, Hugo. It's been great having you in the background helping with a lot of information and things, too. Hugo has helped out with a lot of research and stuff over the... over a year now that we've been making content, so thank you so much, Hugo. Thank you to, so many of you guys for being a part of what we're doing here. Nuts and Chocolates, Ian, Dale, I see you hanging out there too. Never has been around for a little while there. There's Cyrix Hobo. Thanks, Cyrix, for that. 9 hours to 2023. Oof.
Not for us.
Yeah, no, we've got a little while. But yeah, we've had a lot of fun. Welch, do you have any closing comments? I know that we often overtalk you.
No, I'm just sitting back listening and reading. That's all.
What are you reading? Anything you want to share?
I was just reading over the comments people were posting. That's all.
Oh. Yeah, I will say that if there's something that gets put in the game that you don't like and you're going to keep playing it for a while, then don't spend that month. And if somebody gets ahead of you, let them get ahead of you, but don't let the game suffer because of your rivalries with other players. People have got to band together. I think that the game can continue on. Hopefully it can get fixed in a lot of ways. Maybe our leaving the content creator scene can help get the other content creators some of the attention that they've earned and deserve to try to help the community even more. But at the very least, if you're going to play the game for any length of time, if there's something that gets released, if Scopely does something asinine, don't reward them with money for it. At the very least, no matter what it is, wait until the next month to purchase it, whatever it is. Right? Is that fair?
Yeah. Go ahead, Welch.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, was that Pegasus?
That's Pegasus.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just agreeing with Dan.
Go ahead.
That's all right, I was just agreeing with Dan, with what Dan said.
Yeah, and
you can agree with me.
I think that's one of the things that we kind of touched on a few weeks ago when I just said I'm done spending. I'm kind of enjoying this a little bit more.
Yep.
Not worried about keeping up with the Joneses, but just being a dick at my level.
Just be the best damn dick you can be at your level.
I'll be a cock. No, I mean, I don't feel the need to give Scopely really any more money, and I have broken that a couple of times on things that I wanted. for whatever reason. And I have probably, we're not going to talk about the 20 packs as being a focus on that, but I have dropped down to a single digit percentage of what I ever spent.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had been trying not to spend either.
Yeah.
Like I have been just like, I'm just going to do battle passes. And then they also have been getting me with Officer Flash passes. But the best way that I know of to keep me from spending on the battle pass even is to like the first day that the battle pass comes out, don't do the event. And then your battle pass is going to be so effed the whole freaking month anyways that you're going to be like, it's not worth the money. Sabotage it that way if you want to make it easier to not spend the money.
No, then you spend for the big one. And the points to make up the points you lost.
It ain't worth it. There's nothing that important in there.
No, it's not worth it.
But yeah. Well, I'll try to get some more videos put out. I don't know how many more we've got. We'll probably do like an actual more focused statement on some of the issues for content creators specifically. Anybody who wants to know what that situation's actually been like, we will spell that out a little bit. There's some fun videos that we want to do now that the restrictor plates are off. Now that there's no holds barred, we can have a little bit more fun.
The fuck Scopely video?
Well, not that. Not necessarily that. Some people may see it as that.
For a short term, you are going to be working on giving up your account, but anybody listening, anybody paying attention, your Discord isn't going away, and anything you can help transfer, anything we can help transfer to somebody else, we are more than happy to do. Give somebody a boost to help them get their content going, whatever it is.
Yeah, 100%. We don't want to waste what we've been able to help bring the community together for. Like we've been a catalyst to bringing a lot of these people together. So anybody here, if there's anything that you've seen that we've done that you want to continue on, we'll pass the torch to you. We definitely hope that our Discord server will still be useful to Star Trek Fleet Commanders. We'll keep a dedicated space for Star Trek Fleet Command stuff for a long time, even if we go through some changes and move on to other games and stuff. We'll still be, on the fringe of the community, rooting for the people that are staying, that we've been a part of this community.
The Discord server will maintain Star Trek channels, just not as prevalent as it used to be.
Yep. 100%. I like Nuts and Chocolate saying he's in a Farmville mode, sit on the ice, so do my dailies, complete the events, bubble up, guns up. He's playing that new game, man. I'm gonna have to go check out Guns Up. Sounds like Nuts is gonna go school us in that. Maybe we'll get to be on his team and watch him go wreck some people. It'd be kind of fun.
Nuts and Chocolate going ape shit on people.
I would love to go hang out. I want to go just hang out on his team. He is awesome. Haven't had a job since February 2019, so I have $0 in it. Well, that's a good way to make sure. Budget $40, and that'll get you one whole officer, progress towards a couple of mutual resources. Yeah, man, it's
the cost is pretty fucked
I've
up.
never spent as much money in a game as I've spent in this one that I can recall, at least, and especially not in the amount of time. And I have still been such a small fish in it. It's crazy. So sad, but I don't know. We've had a lot of fun. I'll tell you this has at least been a platform for us to meet a lot of awesome people and have a lot of fun. So I don't have any regrets for the time that I've spent doing Star Trek Fleet Command or as a content creator for this awesome community. So
it has been fun. It's been enjoyable. I've got to expand some of my other creative aspects, things that I wouldn't normally have tried or done. In helping you. I got to play the game, make some hopefully lifelong friends.
Yep. But I think I got to wrap it up and go see what the wife's doing.
Yeah, 9:00.
So we will miss you guys. We will come back with a new stream, a whole new format and stuff, as long as Welch and Sinup are on board, which I think they are. because we're going to be hanging out anyways. So in several weeks, but it will not be Star Trek Fleet Command. And probably won't be Star Trek related, but we'll still talk about Star Trek.
I mean, I'm sure we're
still Star Trek fans. Yeah.
We'll see what it is.
Yep, we'll go find some shenanigans to get into. The banter will continue regardless. Maybe we'll just call it like banter forward. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Filmed in Technicolor.
All right. Well, all the best then, Dan, for the future, mate. And I look forward to catching more of your shorts that you've been posting lately. They've been fun. And all your upcoming videos, I shall endeavour to watch all of them.
Well, we got to make
as
them
you
first.
go out with a big bang.
Thanks, my friend. We have enjoyed it. Live long and prosper, and we will hopefully see you in the comment section on a couple more videos, and then on the new stream. Bye.